Yeah, Nicola, is that all, or we cannot hear you anymore? Okay. Oh, that's all. Okay. You didn't say the end. It's the beginning, exactly. I'm catching this, some maybe more than two, but then there are these two important points that you made that maybe John will also take on it. This is where human capital as the key resource where we can take the future sustainably, because with all this, well, we, when Indonesia proposed the year of creative economy and so on, of course we didn't know that there will be a pandemic coming. So we were still having this positive viewpoints about creative economy can be a huge part in development and so on. But then the pandemic hit, and then it turned out that creative economy can still be maybe one of the solutions among many, among the vaccines and so on and so on. And then the other point is that cities are the core of all crises, as you often mention. And that's why creative cities networks such as this can play actually strong roles in the future. So the how is what we're going to find out, and the who is must be us. And then, other questions can follow. So we'll hold on to your questions later. Now I would like to introduce John. John Newbegin. He's a founder and first chairman of Creative England from 2011 to 2018. He's a special advisor to the UK Minister of Culture and also ambassador for the creative industries at Mayor of London. Now he's also the chair of International Council of Creative Industries Policy and Evidence Center, where I'm also a member in it since 2018. So John, the time is yours, please. Thank you, John. Thank you. Yes, applause for John, please, and for Nicola as well. And it's really flattering, actually, that you actually have these 10 principles of ICCN and apply it to other culture that's different from Indonesia, but actually similar in a way that they also activate their tradition, their community and social capital to have their economic activity. And I'm taking some points that are important too, because we sort of have this kind of our 10 principles being tested in other community and that it works. And that's actually very encouraging for us to continue with that, because also, as I mentioned to our ICCN colleagues here, that we take these 10 principles, adapting it to the government's KPI to get their attention, to get their actually recognition that creative economy and culture-based economy is actually worth developing and so on. And now we're also keep going on to the measurement, as I also showed you the dashboard some time ago during our PAC meeting. And we are now still attempting to make this digital dashboard to help local governments make decisions and policies and regulation based on the creative economy potentials, which maybe they didn't used to have as a consideration when they make these development plans. So we're still working on that, because if you want to convince the government of the importance of creative economy in a way that you mentioned, which is informal economy, then it's not easy to measure. It's the hardest to measure, because usually measurement you take from data that you gather online through digital forms and so on and so on. But people in informal economy sometimes, or most of times, they don't even have bank account. They have no internet connection. They have no access to all this infrastructure. And that's actually the main challenge for us if we want to have the argument that this is actually measurable and so on. But now let's continue having this conversation. Well, in the room we have physically maybe about 50 people, because we are distancing here. I don't know if the camera can go around the room and to show John and Nicola how we are gathering here, except the tropical air and the nice food that you cannot have now. Sorry. But then in the audience of in Zoom, we have also 101 audience, including us. So if anyone have a question, you can also put it in the chat box. But while waiting for more questions, do we have question from the room? Anyone wants to ask a question? Yes, there's someone at the back. Please go to the mic over there, so people in the Zoom can also listen. So thank you. Please state your name and where you're from.
Hello, my name is Andes. I'm still observer in this event. Came from Jakarta, from Rame Rame Jakarta, non-profit community focusing on research and publication of informal sectors in Jakarta. So I would like to ask a question to John, if I'm not mistaken. You're talking about the domination of informal sector actually in real economics in the global scale, but mostly in Asia. And what do you think we should do? Because this COVID situations show that while the formal sectors collapse, the big industry collapse, while the small and informal sectors are flourishing and become the social networks, mostly for the populations. So should we also think about the creative industry into much smaller scale instead of dreaming to become like big into, we are being like indulged that the creative industry could become the, what do you call, the like the Gojek, the unicorn industry, which is like a huge scale. But then also, should we also consider much micro scale, which is probably a lot of more people involved in that industry. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. We can take more questions actually. Anyone from Zoom audience that would like to open their mic and ask the question directly? Or if not, anyone else from the audience? Okay, then maybe I'll just go right away to John, and maybe Nicola can also chip in some thoughts. Yes, please, Nicola, go ahead. Yeah, good points. Especially, yeah,
Can I,
sure, sure.
can I,
Yeah,
can I notice that
go ahead.
in
Thank you, John. So now, if you don't mind, I will just make a short, brief explanation in Indonesian to my colleagues so they can also grasp quickly. Uh, and also about the surprise that Nicola said Indonesia is going to host the G20 not in 2023, but in 2022. So that's 12 months earlier than planned or than we know. So that's a surprise that's well, requires quick work. Jadi rekan-rekan, ini dalam bahasa Indonesia sebentar saya summary-kan bahwa Nicola dan John ini dua-duanya punya pandangan global tentang ekonomi kreatif. Dan kalau dari John tadi, dia sudah ICCN punya 10 prinsip kota kreatif yang sebenarnya dia bilang ini bagus karena biasanya ketika ada prinsip-prinsip kota kreatif yang diutamakan adalah perhitungan ekonominya. Tapi dia sangat terkejut ketika lihat 10 prinsipnya ICCN ini dimulainya bukan dari ekonomi tapi dari tentang compassion, tentang inklusivitas dan tentang hak asasi manusia dan seterusnya. Dan dia cobakan si 10 prinsip ini ke sebuah komunitas di lebih dari satu komunitas di Amerika Selatan. Dan ternyata ini bekerja dengan sangat baik. Jadi dia bilang ini akan seharusnya bisa menjadi arah kita ketika kita mengembangkan ekonomi kreatif. Lalu dari poinnya Nicola tadi sebenarnya kenapa ekonomi kreatif dan skala kota ini justru bisa jadi solusi untuk ke depan, apalagi setelah pandemi, karena dia cenderung sangat lincah dan sangat lumayan tangguh untuk menghadapi perubahan-perubahan itu, dan campur lagi dengan ide dari John tadi bahwa sebenarnya yang namanya kreatif ekonomi ini sebenarnya banyak ada di tatanan mikro, usaha mikro dan kecil, karena sebenarnya disinilah informal ekonomi itu bergerak dan dia bisa menjadi solusi buat biasanya keluar. Jadi ketika dia bilang ketika ada pandemi semuanya gagal dan ambruk, tapi ternyata yang masih jalan itu adalah modal sosial dan modal komunitas kita. Jadi ketika kita menjadi masyarakat yang guyup ya, mungkin kalau dia punya kata-kata gotong royong pasti dipakai. Cuman karena gotong royong itu punya kita, jadi gotong royong itulah yang menjadi poin kita di sini. Dan lalu tadi disebutkan bahwa Indonesia ini kan sebenarnya sedang dilihat karena kita sudah mengusulkan tahun 2021 sebagai tahun kreatif ekonomi tadi. Dan tahun 2023 tadinya kita akan memimpin G20, tapi ternyata jadinya 2022 gitu. Jadi kata Nicola tadi kita hanya punya waktu setahun untuk menyiapkan semua itu, karena momentum ini nggak akan balik lagi. Bayangin kalau negara sedunia ini digilir, mungkin 100 tahun lebih lagi nanti ada di Indonesia. Jadi ini momen yang tidak akan kembali. Saya kembali bicara bahasa Inggris, so back to you John and Nicola. Actually John, I remember our earlier conversation that about these principles that we are interested to make it into a kind of global tools that can be used by any community all over the world, and if they want to implement this. And I would like to have your comment about that as well. And Nicola, I was going to ask you something, but I forgot. It will come up later. But this point about this in SDG, that no culture thing was mentioned, which is also surprising a bit, that we found out only later, much later. While Bandung being in the UNESCO Creative Cities Network, actually all members of UCCN are committed to use their creative potentials to answer the challenge of SDG. So in a way, it is expected, but it's not within the wheels of the SDG itself. And if it's going to be the 18th element, then that means the puzzle of the wheel is not completed now. But then it's expected to be completed by activations or community participation. So who's going to comment on that, Nicola or John first? John, you're still muted? Oh, I cannot hear you.
You can't hear
Oh,
me?
now we can. Yeah. Yeah, on to you, Nicola.
Camera?
I can see you in the camera, but not on screen. But you're visible. Now there's John. Hi.
Okay, Nicola.
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm somewhere
in the box.
also
Yes. Go ahead. thank you. Now we have 5 minutes left, so I'll use this chance for you both to make a closing statement, but then also answer this question. Later on today, we're going to have a meeting with our Minister for Tourism and Creative Economy. So if you are here among us, what would you ask him? So yeah, start with John and then Nicola, and then we end the session. Please, John.
Well,
Thank you. Nicola, please. Wisnu Tama, yeah. Good point, Nicola. Okay, with that, ending the session with a lot of thanks to John Newbegin and Nicola Bouchou for waking up so early and to share their thoughts about creative economy. Applause for them, please. Thank you so much. I'll catch up with you soon, guys. Thank you, John. Thank you, Nicola. Bye. Get on with the day, hopefully. Yeah. I'll return the mic to DMC, please.
Baik, demikian tadi pemaparan dari international speakers yang sudah kita dengarkan bersama-sama. Dan sebelum melanjutkan acara pada sore hari ini, kembali kami himbau Bapak Ibu yang hadir di sini bahwa acara ini menerapkan protokol kesehatan. Untuk itu bagi semua yang hadir di sini kami mohon untuk mematuhi 3M, yaitu mencuci tangan, tetap Bali Collection, Kopi Kultur, Toko Konsep, dan Para Desa. Ya, jadi luar biasa sekali para UMKM kita ini yang tetap semangat berkreativitas, memperdayakan pengrajin lokal, dan kita pun juga harus tetap bangga dengan menggunakan produk lokal. Ya, dan sebenarnya kita juga tetap bisa keren ya dengan menggunakan produk lokal, karena secara tidak langsung ini membantu kita untuk memperbaiki kembali ekosistem industri kreatif di Bali khususnya dan di Indonesia pada umumnya. Dan juga bagi hadirin yang sedang santai bisa menikmati coffee break terlebih dahulu atau minum teh yang sudah disediakan di belakang sana. Dan acara Indonesia Creative Cities Festival ini akan berlangsung sampai dengan tanggal 28 November 2020. Ya, dan penyelenggaraan ICCF 2020 ini didukung oleh Kementerian Pariwisata dan Ekonomi Kreatif Republik Indonesia, Bank Indonesia, Paragon Teknologi dan Inovasi, Badan Kreatif Denpasar, Rumah Sanur, Samsara Bali, serta pemerintah Kota Denpasar. Ya, kita masih mempersiapkan untuk sesi selanjutnya di sesi 3 nanti yang akan berlangsung dengan luring dan daring. Nah, jadi luar biasa sekali, ini tidak menghentikan kreativitas kita di masa pandemi seperti saat ini. Baik, karena hadirin